You're strong. You're beautiful. You're the greatest of all time.
Let me tell you something. In this life, you're either a winner or you're a loser. Y'all want to work in a steel mill like me for the rest of your days?
No, sir.
Yeah, because I sure as hell don't. Y'all willing to fight for it?
Yes, sir.
When Lionsgate announced a massive $100 million biopic about Michael Jackson, the internet didn't just react, it held its breath.
I need to hear you a little louder. Y'all willing to fight for it?
Yes, sir.
Ready whenever you are, Michael.
Do you know what I'm after? You want to be the biggest star in the world?
Playing the most famous entertainer in human history is a career risk that could destroy a young actor before he even starts. But when 26-year-old Jaafar Jackson stepped onto that stage, he wasn't just taking a role. He was carrying the weight of his own last name, a family legacy, and a global fandom that demands absolute perfection.
Could not tell the difference. Then when I met Jaafar, I thought he was pretending. I thought he was acting, auditioning for him. He was so Michael-like, just his way he spoke and his behavior and his gentleness. Then we did a test screening. And Rich, when I tell you, man, he walked out the room and it was Michael Jackson. And we started recording him, just doing tests, makeup tests, all that. Right. Then I threw a question at him. You know, Jaafar never acted before in his life. I threw a question at him just to see what he would do. Yeah. And he answered the question as if he was Michael.
For over 2 years, director Antoine Fuqua and producer Graham King scoured the globe. They auditioned actors from London to Seoul, looking for someone who could capture the vocal range, the precise dance mechanics, and the sheer charisma of the King of Pop. Yet the answer wasn't sitting in a drama school in Britain or a talent agency in New York. It was sitting in a quiet room in Los Angeles, recorded on a single camera by Jermaine Jackson's son. When he dropped his debut single in 2019, it wasn't a massive chart topper, and he didn't care. For Jaafar, it was a diagnostic test. Could he build proper breath control, mic technique, and stamina without relying on his famous surname? Growing up in Encino, Jaafar wasn't immediately destined for the spotlight. At 14, he was far more interested in golf than stadium tours. But music has a habit of claiming a Jackson. By 12, he was spending hours at the piano bench, teaching himself chords by ear and studying Donny Hathaway and Sam Cooke.
Michael, his life is epic. And to become the king of pop, it's an amazing journey.
The challenge of taking on someone like Michael Jackson, it sounded fun, but then the more real it got, the more pressure I felt.
When the news broke, his phone didn't stop ringing for 6 hours. But amidst the chaos, one phone call mattered most. His father, Jermaine, offering 2 simple words: prove it. When Jaafar walked into the audition room, there were no costumes, no stage lights, and no backing tracks, just a monologue and an empty frame. But when Antoine Fuqua hit play on the tape, he paused. It wasn't just the obvious family resemblance. It was the way Jaafar held his hands, the subtle tilt of his chin, and the quiet stillness between lines.
That we were familiar with, and I was trying to discover the humanity in that first and foremost, and then really dissecting the moves and mannerisms after that. But it was the longest process and the most challenging, but at the end of it, and I'm proud and honored to be surrounded by people that have that protection, that love, and that care for Michael and for everyone on the set, and that was felt every day.
And you're already getting rave reviews. Catherine Jackson said, "You embody Michael." I mean, what did you feel like when she said that, when she gave you that praise?
I got really emotional, and just to hear that and see it, you know, when I saw her, she gave me a really big hug and said how proud she was, and To me, that was everything.
She turned to Jaafar and admitted that for a moment she had forgotten she was watching her grandson. That single realization erased months of self-doubt. It wasn't cheap mimicry, it was deep spiritual recall. Studio memos and executive approval are one thing, but family blessing is another entirely. Catherine Jackson publicly backed the casting, calling her grandson directly with a quiet instruction: "You have his eyes, use them." Later, when Catherine visited the editing suite to watch an early 20-minute cut, she sat in total silence. Behind the glamour of Hollywood lies the brutal reality of preparation. Jaafar spent 2 solid years isolated in rented rehearsal halls with nothing but mirrors, a laptop, and legendary choreographers Rich and Tone Talawiga, men who had toured with Michael himself. They didn't want a tribute act. They demanded muscular fluency. Jaafar danced until his feet blistered, taping his ankles and pushing through muscle cramps until the choreography stopped being isolated steps and became second nature.
His moves, the determination.
I wanted to recreate that in the film for everyone to experience.
There's no other way to tell Michael's story without it being epic. He was always larger than life.
It's a story about creativity. So every song, every performance we chose, it was moving Michael along a journey.
Here is the detail most casual viewers completely missed. Jaafar didn't just mime on set. During every single live concert sequence, he sang live into a boom microphone, layering his vocals directly over Michael's master tapes. In intimate studio scenes, the backing tracks were muted entirely, leaving Jaafar's raw voice completely naked. Furthermore, he insisted on rehearsing at Havenhurst,